Hey, welcome back. So, creatures. This video will be about all sorts of creatures, fantasy races, and other such things. The main point is stop using Tolkien species. Elves and dwarves, they're everywhere. And that's fine, just don't copy Tolkien. Tolkien put a lot of work into Middle-earth, and I can't promote blatant plagiarism. If you do use elves or dwarves, mix it up a bit, you know? The Legend of Zelda actually does a great job of this. They have fish people, bird people, and rock people, which are elves, and dwarves, respectively. And that's good. At least they changed it, which is not what most people do. Most people is, of course, referring to Dungeons and Dragons, which did a horrible job. They tried to copy Tolkien, but then they got sued. So they had to remove the lore and stuff, but they just kept the elves the same way they were, and, now they're just confusing. Next point. Why creatures exist. So creatures evolve to best fit their environment. An elephant has no reason to evolve because it's already doing a pretty good job at being a large herbivore. If you want to add creatures into your world, make sure they fit their environment. Don't put goats in the desert because they would die. Put them in wherever goats live. I like goats, but I just don't have any knowledge about them. Anyway, feel free to put in real creatures. Just explain why they are there. I know horses make horses, but who made the horses that made the horses that made the horses? That might be too many, I'm not sure. I wasn't keeping track. Next point, steal. This is back to the Pablo Picasso quote that I mentioned in the other video. Bad artists copy, good artists steal. Stealing is bad, of course, but inspiration has to come from somewhere. I, for one, have tried to create an elf for my fantasy world, but they aren't like Tolkien's. That's important. They're actually more like demigods with how they interact with the world. They're just called elves. I mean, Tolkien even was inspired by other things, such as Andvari's Ring, Beowulf, and the Tuatha Dé Danann. Speaking of the Tuatha Dé Danann, you should go check out my video on them. It's very good, maybe. And lastly, make your own stuff. Be original. Just create your own creatures. I liked the Chronicles of Narnia, but talking animals and direct copies of myths aren't all that interesting. Reepicheep is my favorite character, but he's not interesting design-wise. He's just a mouse who can talk and does sword fighting and is very brave, and I like him very much, but he's not creative. Be creative about your creatures. Anyway, that's the end. So, to sum up, be creative, take inspiration, and have fun. Don't dedicate yourself to creating a world to the point where you are suffering from it. So yeah, goodbye.